Welcome back into DLF. Today, we are talking must-start wide receivers for Week 10. We got 3 guys here that if you roster them, they should be in your lineup. So before we get into it, if you like what we're doing, guys, subscribe to the channel. Questions, comments, drop them down below as well. All right, let's jump in. First name on the list here. It is none other than Darnell Mooney. I told you guys to play him last week. I very much liked the matchup, where the Bears offense was headed, and it paid off, right? He puts up 17 points, kind of what a lot of us expected him to do when the season started, be a solid volume play. Well, I'm going to go back to him again this week as another great flex play against the Detroit Lions. We know the Lions are a great matchup, right? Over the last month, they have been a top 6 matchup for wide receivers, just basically getting torched over and over and over again because the Lions defense is terrible. We know that. That's not news. But when you look at Darnell Mooney and what he's been doing recently, that's what makes this such an encouraging play, right? If Mooney was terrible and had not been good recently, then I'm probably not throwing him out here. But he has basically been a middling wide receiver 3 with wide receiver 2 upside over the last, 5 or 6 weeks here as the Bears offense has started to turn a corner, as Justin Fields has taken steps forward. So, when you're looking at Darnell Mooney, who's now put up 50 yards in 5 of his last 6 games, he has 5+ catches in 3 of 4 games. It gives you confidence to play him. So Darnell Mooney, if he's out there, he's on your roster. I'm going to be playing him at my flex because this game has a shootout feel to it, as all Bears games do now, as all Lions games do. So there should be enough volume and enough soft coverage, poor cornerback play for Darnell Mooney to capitalize and be a solid flex with some wide receiver 2 upside. Our next guy on the list, it is Josh Palmer, who was also on last week's episode as a solid flex play, just out of necessity, right? The matchup was great. Keenan Allen wasn't there. Mike Williams was gone. It was basically Palmer or bust, and he pays off, right? Again, he puts up 10 targets, 8 catches, 106 yards, looks pretty good doing it. And now he gets another great matchup in San Francisco. Now, on paper, if you look over the course of the whole season, San Francisco is not a great matchup, right? They are middle of the road at best. However, now when you look at what they've done over the last month, right, we kind of keep that rolling strength of schedule. I think that's the most useful. They have been a top 3 matchup over the last 4 weeks here, allowing over 170 yards per game to wide receivers, allowing 4 touchdowns in their last batch of games here. They're not good. The defense has been in shambles. As great as the offense has looked, they have not been able to lock up wide receivers. And basically, that means Josh Palmer could have a very, very good day. So again, if you're not a juggernaut team, Josh Palmer needs to be in consideration. For me, I'm playing him basically everywhere I roster him, everywhere I picked him up last week. I'm going back to the well because he paid off. Let's see if he can do it again against a recently weak, San Francisco defense. I think Palmer, again, a very solid flex play. Moving on to our last wide receiver here, we're going to talk Jerry Jeudy, obviously, of the Denver Broncos. Now, they are coming out of a bye week, but prior to that bye week, Jerry Jeudy has started to turn a corner. He started to look like a first-round NFL draft pick. He has gone over 50 yards in 5 straight games. He has 7+ targets in his last 4, including an 11-target outing just a couple weeks ago. Jeudy has started to kind of turn in to Russell Wilson's number 1 wide receiver. Courtland Sutton's production is way down, and it's not a coincidence that Jerry Jeudy's has seemingly skyrocketed. Now, again, he's not going to be a top 15 guy, at least in rankings, right? I don't think he belongs there. He is yet to prove he deserves that type of ranking or feeling or excitement around him. But against Tennessee, he's a wide receiver 2 for me, right? Tennessee has been bad just on the season as a whole. However, over the last month, they're a top 10 matchup for wide receivers still. When you look at what's happening in a changing situation there, right? Ryan Tannehill should be back this week, which means you get a little bit more pass volume, which means this game isn't going to go as quickly. And that gives Denver an opportunity to run a couple extra plays, potentially get Jeudy more volume. So when you're looking at it, Jerry Jeudy profiles as the top wide receiver, at least right now for Russell Wilson and this Denver offense. He's in a great matchup on a team that is getting their starting quarterback back. So again, Jerry Jeudy, a wide receiver 2. Roll him out there with confidence this week. All right, guys, that is all we have for you. Again, if you like what we're doing here, if you have questions, you have comments, drop them down below. As always, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.